Courtney Murphy, Denver Metro Realtor, here to give you your June 2022 Denver real estate market update. So lots in the news about potential coming recession, higher interest rates, and what's going on in the housing market in relation to all of that. So lots to talk about today. So we're going to go ahead and get started with housing inventory. As you know, we have had such a shortage in inventory for quite a long time now, especially since, you know, the lockdowns ended in 2020 and everybody decided they wanted a new home. And so we've seen the market be real tight, lots of multiple offers, not enough homes for all the home buyers out there wanting to buy homes. Over the last couple months, we've seen some increases in inventory, and same thing this month. We ended May with 3,652 homes on the market. This was up 13.98% from the prior month and up 76% from May of 2020. So I'm feeling a lot better than we were last summer. I'm also seeing that a lot more inventory within the new built communities. For a while there, it just seems like there was a few here or there, but there wasn't much, and lots of new built home communities had waiting lists, and it was hard to buy in that market. But I'm seeing lots more options in the new built area. Also seeing, you know, in the resale market, we're seeing more homes that are making it through a weekend still on the market. Not to say that we don't still see those multiple offer situations, especially in the more affordable price ranges, but it is less. And so the competition out there is easing up and giving home buyers a little bit of relief, is at least in the area of availability, a little bit less competition. So that's all great news. Sold homes. So we had 5,445 homes sell in the month of May. This was up 3.75% from April, down 4.51% from May of 2020. So still lots of homes selling. And I do want to go back to inventory because it just hit me one more thing that I wanted to say. So 3,652 homes on the market at the end of May. So I've heard, obviously there's lots of chitter chatter, especially, I mean, a lot of different realtor groups, like discussion groups and whatnot. And so, you know, sometimes you hear people saying things like, we're going into a buyer's market. You know, we've been a seller's market all this time. We're heading into a buyer's market. Well, that 3,652 homes on the Denver market right now. That's about 3 weeks worth of housing inventory, meaning if no more homes were listed on the market, those homes would all be bought up and we'd have no homes for sale in about 3 weeks. Well, anything up to 5 months of inventory is considered a seller's market. So with 3 weeks of inventory on the market, you can see that we still have a long, long way to go to be considered a seller's market. 5 to 6 months of inventory on the market, that is a balanced market. Anything when we have more than 6 months of inventory on the market, that is a buyer's market. So you can see we are still a really long ways out from that, from oh my goodness, we've switched from a seller's market to a buyer's market. We're ways out, like I just said. All right, let's take a look at average sales price. So the average sales price in the month of May was $714,495. That did take a little bit of a dip from April, 1.01% worth of dip. That is a bit unusual, and I'm sure it is because of the rising interest rate. So typically, you see that May usually has the the kind of the high point within a year before we see our seasonal price drops. Usually you start seeing those price drops, when I'm doing my July, August real estate report to you. This year came a month early. It is a slight decrease, but yeah, I'm positive that is because of the rate increases. People just, maybe if someone got pre-approved 2 months ago, somewhere around a 4% interest rate, they're still shopping for a home, but now rates are around 6%. And all of a sudden that monthly payment that they were quoted has gone up significantly. They maybe can't afford to buy quite the same price home that they have purchased, or maybe they're just a little bit nervous about the market. So lots of just changes going on right now, accounting for, I believe, that price drop from April to May that usually is a price increase at this point. Like I said, it is slight, but came a little bit earlier than I was expecting. That average sales price is up 14.94% over May of 2020, which is a very healthy year-over-year increase. Okay, the average sales price that I gave you included both detached and attached homes, so I just want to break that down a little bit for you. The average sales price for a detached home in the month of May came in at $805,508. And the average sales price for an attached home came in at $494,419. So I know when the economy is uncertain, a lot of people who may have had plans to buy a home maybe take a step back and wonder what the future has to hold. Should I buy a home? Should I not? So I just want to give you a little bit of information. I certainly don't want to tell you what's right for you. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't want to be in that position to say, Courtney Murphy said, buy a home. You got to do what's right for you. And I do want to just point out a few things for you that might help you in making that decision. First of all, it is very, very likely that we are headed for a recession in the very near future if we are not already experiencing the beginnings of that. I'm sure you are well aware of how the stock market has been performing. And like I said, you see the inflation and you see the rising interest rates, which are a reflection of trying to bring that inflation down. Now, keep this in mind. Usually during a recession, interest rates come down to spur the economy. So a lot of the people in the mortgage industry that I have talked to said that as we officially come into recession, that likely rates will not only stop going up, but good chance they will start to come back down. Also, as far as a recession goes, a lot of people say, well, housing prices could plummet during a recession. And I'm not saying that can't happen. Again, no crystal ball here. Wish I had one. It would help. But, if you look at the last 3 recessions that we had, home prices only fell during one of them. And that was the Great Recession, which I'm sure you still remember, which was a recession that was, in large part spurred because of the housing market and the lending practices of that time. That the housing market is not what is spurring this recession and economic strange times that we are seeing right now. But more often than not, during a recession, home prices do not plummet. And as you know, over time, we have always seen that real estate prices go up, whether they have some little dips or even the large dips like during the Great Recession, that those home prices do come back, and over the long term, real estate does go up. So just because we do go in recession does not mean that housing prices will necessarily plummet. Could they? Of course. Not saying they won't, but historically, very often the housing prices do not. Okay, back to the interest rates. What do you do now that you may be facing interest rates looking around that 6%? There's a few options that I would suggest taking a look at. First of all, I would very likely talk to more than one lender, maybe two or three, see what some different loan options are out there for you in that are not maybe the 30-year fixed conventional loan that you were looking at. I've been a realtor for 7 years, and this whole entire time I've been a realtor, we have had great interest rates, and pretty much everybody was getting, the traditional fixed rate 30-year mortgages, and not thinking too much about it. So this is a little bit new for me to go into an area where the interest rates are going up, and but there are options for you. So I'm sure all of you are probably familiar with an ARM loan. So an ARM, adjustable rate mortgage, typically you can lock in quite a bit lower than your fixed rate mortgage, and it's for a certain amount of time. So maybe it's, something a very popular time frame is a 7-year lock. Sometimes people get very nervous because they say, well, my interest rate can go up. And yes, after that initial lock period, it can go up, but it's not, there is a cap on it. So it's not like it can just go up to an insane percentage that like, oh my goodness, I cannot keep my house any longer. So talk to mortgage brokers about how that works. How far up could it potentially go? And keep in mind, interest rates go down maybe even next year. You can refinance into that 30-year fixed rate mortgage at that time. So you have that 7-year period to get that done if that's something that you want to do. There are some interest-only loans out there again. That's an option as well. And here's what I've seen at the builders. The builders many of them are already responding to the interest rate issues. For example, I was in D.R. Horton earlier this week, and they had a loan program that locked you in at the first year at 2.99%. The second year went up to 3.99%, and after that, 4.99%. So they are realizing the issues here. Historically, we're still in a low area. My first mortgage rate was over 6%, but we've gotten used to these low rates. And my point, builders are responding. So if you're buying new built, check with their preferred lender and see, because they do, a lot of the builders are offering some better rates. They're offering, some of them are offering rate buy down incentives. So if you're going new built, be sure to look into that. The next thing that is a possibility is an assumable loan. So this, again, has not been a thing since the 7 years that I've been a realtor, because the rates have been great. But, a lot of FHA and VA loans are assumable. That means that, say you go and purchase a home from somebody, instead of getting a brand new loan from a brand new lender, you go to their lender and see if you can basically assume their loan, which means you're taking over their interest rate. This is something for sellers to keep in mind too. If you're planning to list your home, go to your lender and have a conversation and find out if you have an assumable loan. That could be something that helps you sell your house at a better price, because now you have an offering out there that says, hey, you can come in and buy my house, and I have a 2.75% rate. If you can go to my lender and get approved, then that rate, instead of these new 6% rates or so, can be applicable on your home purchase. So something to look into for both buyers and sellers, and to keep in mind. All right, Lots of changes coming our way. I am again, my name is Courtney Murphy, Denver Metro Realtor, and it's my job to keep you in the loop on what's going on in the Denver real estate market. So be sure to subscribe because you don't want to miss out on my next market update. And also, you don't want to miss out on my home tours around the Denver area. All right, thanks for joining me today and have a wonderful day.